Hey Guru, I need you to talk to the edge rusher room real quick.
I got you. Okay, edge rushers, there's a lot we need. Oh, and there's nobody here. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Commanders Crew, and today we're talking about the three positions the Washington Commanders need to address in this upcoming offseason. Alright, guys, look, really unimpressive year this year. We obviously regressed, and our team is not as good as last year. Alright? And I'll be honest, there's some position groups on our team that are some of the worst in the league. So starting off, one of the positions the Commanders need to address in this upcoming offseason is the wide receiver room. Look, it's just not that good. Only Terry McLaurin, Jalen Lane, and Luke McCaffrey are the only players who are under contract for the next upcoming years. We only have 3 wide receivers that are on contract for next year. That's horrendous. And to even add on to that fact, the wide receiver group that we have right now too sucks, right? Terry McLaurin is honestly just a wide receiver too at this point. I would even say Luke McCaffrey is a better route runner than he is at this point. Luke McCaffrey was the most impressive wide receiver this year for the Commanders, and that says a lot. People would like to say, but Jaden Daniels, our franchise quarterback, has inconsistencies with his accuracy, and I just don't see that. What I see is his wide receivers getting draped by a cornerback every other play. It's hard to be accurate when you drop back in the pocket, you look past your offensive line, and you see all your wide receivers locked down by DBs. It affects where you throw the ball. Of course, they're not going to be that catchable because you're throwing it away from the defensive back who is on your wide receiver. I mean, I don't know how Jane Daniels looked even serviceable in this situation. Also, it's right now, Drake May would be nowhere close to MVP in this situation. No quarterback is succeeding in this situation, and no quarterback is succeeding with this wide receiver group. So, you know it's bad when your wide receiver one, Terry McLaurin, is absolute shit. So, that is the first position group I'm talking about that we need to address in this offseason. Hey guys, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. I want to let you guys know that you guys should subscribe to the channel. Under 5% of my viewers are subscribed. And I'll be the one to tell you that it's completely free to subscribe. And if you change your mind, you can always unsubscribe. It will help out the channel so much. Enjoy the rest of the video. Looking at the free agents in this year for the wide receiver group, we got Mike Evans. Could be a really interesting 1 year to 2 year deal for a good elite red zone threat. Christian Kirk, maybe, as a wide receiver 3 or 4 option. I don't know. Dewami Brown, we want to bring him back. I don't know. I don't think he's that good. Jaden Daniels made him look like an absolute star, though, at the end of the year. And that's just what Jaden Daniels does. And I'll admit, Dewami Brown has talent. That's why Jaden Daniels made him look good, because he at least had some talent. Made him look better than he is. Jaden Daniels just couldn't do that with people like Chris fucking Moore. But yeah, one of the players who stands up to me a lot is Rashid Shaheed, sorry. I believe he's probably the best wide receiver that's going to be a free agent this year. And I know, don't worry, I know George Pickens is here, but like, I'll be honest, the Cowboys they'll be so stupid if they don't re-sign him this year. So, I mean, I don't think he's going to be on there. I don't think he's going to be an option. Romeo Doubs too. In my opinion, the Commanders should definitely snag. Romeo Doubs is a wide receiver to 100%, and I personally believe if the Commanders can snag him, he will add separation to the wide receiver group and honestly just be Jaden Daniels, like, my opinion, one of the first actual wide receivers that he's playing with in over a year. So, he is 100% an option for me. Is there a guy, where is Alec Pierce? Is he in here? Because I want to talk about him. Alec Pierce, right here. The Commanders should 100% snag this guy. The Commanders should absolutely unload the bank for this guy right here. Why do I say that they should? Because of the fact that he's a true deep threat. Imagine Jaden Daniels with a deep threat like Alec Pierce. In my opinion, he is the best deep throwing quarterback in the NFL with Alec Pierce. I'm being honest. I'm thinking we're looking over 10 plus, 30 plus yard touchdowns by Jaden Daniels with Alec Pierce. Like, I think this is a match made in heaven. I do believe the Commanders should 100% snag him, if possible. George Pickens, if available, Alec Pierce, and Romeo Doubs. Looking at wide receivers in this year's NFL draft, we got a guy like Jordan Tyson, Colonel. These are two players in my opinion, are completely worth a 7 overall pick selection. Jordan Tyson, I mean, like, if you get a guy like Jordan Tyson, that you give Jane Daniels a true wide receiver 1 for the rest of his career. I think it took this year for me to realize, I'm going to be honest with you, Terry McLaurin never was a true wide receiver 1. Terry McLaurin truly gets locked down more than he doesn't. Like, it's honestly truly sad. And all these players are all going to be, honestly, they're all going to be better than Terry McLaurin. I think they're all going to peak higher than Terry McLaurin in the rookie year. So, if you want to snag one of these, I would not mind. Jordan Tyson, potential for a top 10, top 5 wide receiver. Cardinal take 2. Mekhi Lemon, they're probably going to be the best slot wide receiver come the first play of his NFL career. The guy's an absolute demon in the slot. You can take any of these at 7, and I wouldn't be that bad. The second position the Commanders need to address in this year's offseason, we go all the way down to defense. And, I was just talking about them. Where the fuck are our edge rushers? Where are they? Jalen Holmes, Drake Jackson, TJ, what the hell? Jacob Martin. Who are these players? Going to even Dorrance Armstrong, the only good edge rusher is Dorrance Armstrong. Javonte Jean-Baptiste has potential, right? My God. My goodness gracious. Where's our edge rushers? I literally peered into the edge rusher film room, bro, and no one's there. Where are they? Right? Where are they? One thing I will say is that our coaches elevate the edge rushers on our team. They made Dante Fowler look like a star edge rusher. And same for Dorrance Armstrong, even though I do believe Dorrance Armstrong is still a better player than Dante Fowler. Dorrance Armstrong was looking like a top 10 edge rusher in the first couple weeks of the NFL season. Looking at the edge rusher room, it looks kind of funny, really underwhelming in my opinion. Trey Henderson is the only player here that I would actually break bank on. This guy is still one of the better pass rushers, pure pass rushers in the NFL. And I think he would even play better in this system and with Ryan Kerrigan as his coach. Trey Henderson, in my opinion, probably not going to come back to the Bengals, so this is definitely an option for the Commanders that we should definitely look at. Khalil Mack, too, as like a good 1-year deal, maybe. Still. Like, I don't even know, man. Hassan Reddick should not even be an option. I'm trying to look for more, like, in my opinion, more younger guys. Joseph Osai should be an option because he's 20. He's going to be 26 by next year. Kenny Pay as well is a really good option. Still pretty young, signed in his 30s, which is an absolute blessing. The Commanders should definitely look into taking a guy like him. Roy Maffey too. You could argue that's a good depth piece. Aziz, good depth piece. Adafe Owe, good depth piece. Clavin Chachion, good depth piece. All these guys, I mean, these are some good depth pieces. I honestly believe there is 1, 2, 3, 4 true impact players in free agency this year, and only one of them is under the age of 30. But I do believe the Commanders should definitely be looking at Kitty Pay if he is an option. Looking at edge rushers in the draft, where I believe this is where the Commanders, if you're looking for a edge rusher, I believe the NFL draft is where you get it. Ruben Bain Jr. is looking absolutely insane. I'm pretty sure he's playing for Miami right now. Actually, no, let's check out their stats. Let's see. How's he performing? Does he have a sack? No, wait, where is he? Where is he on defense? What the hell? Oh, has he not registered a stat? Ruben Bain has not registered a stat. He's still, in my opinion, the best edge in the draft. And if you select him, I think that's a great pick. My opinion, I believe him with Dan Quinn, with Ryan Kerrigan, can become, honestly, in my opinion, one of the best edge rushers in the NFL. So if you see him at 7, that's definitely a great pick. And David Bailey, in my opinion, has the potential to become the best pass rusher, period, on the Commanders with this coaching staff and Ryan Kerrigan. Holy hell. It's over if we get a guy like David Bailey. Oh my god. Kendrick Falk, development piece, us selecting. If we take a guy over David Bailey, I'm gonna be not that happy. And I'm gonna throw a little curveball with you guys. Arvell Reese, you can say he's also an edge rusher. He's a dog. He's an absolute maniac. You take him at 7, you fill in our linebacker and our edge needs in one singular pick, which in my opinion is an automatic A+ come draft day. If you go edge, if you want to try to fix your edge, if the Commanders want to fix the edge position in this offseason, I believe, in my opinion, you take an edge rush, you take a David Bailey, Ruben Bain, Arvell Reese in the draft, and then sign a guy like Kitty Pay or a veteran guy like Trey Henderson, Khalil Mack, or Joey Bosa. The final position the Commanders need to address in this year's offseason is the defensive back room. Anybody, safety, cornerback, I don't care, especially safeties. Tyler Owens, in my opinion, is the only player who I honestly like just off of sheer potential. Jeremy Riggs has been our best safety this year. Got Carlton Viggers and Antonio Hamilton Sr. have been our best cornerbacks outside Trey Amos. We only have one good defensive back, and that's Trey Amos, and that's scary. That's 100. That is scary. Mike Samerstill, our second-round pick 2 years ago, has allowed the most yards and the most touchdowns this year, and I think he did that too in his rookie year as well. There's been no improvement outside of him getting an interception. There's only two positives about Mike Samerstill, and that's the fact that he's young and he can get interceptions. That's it. He's just not that good. He's not a good man. He's 5'8", and he can't even play in the fucking slot. What is there even playing you if you're just shit in the slot and you're 5'8"? I want to put you up against gosh darn A.J. Brown or Marvin Harrison Jr. You're gonna get head talked, right? So like, it's an absolute need, and this is, in my opinion, this is one of the more important positions the Commanders need to address, and I believe they will. I obviously believe they will obviously address this, but they just need to, and they need to get actual impact players, not just let fucking Jeremy Chin leave and sign a guy like Will fucking Harris. Look at the safety in free agency. Kyle Duggar stands out a lot to me. You get a guy like Kyle Duggar, I am happy. Jimmy Ward too, as an old guy, good option too. Jalen Thompson's a good option. Andre Sisco is a good depth piece. Harrison Smith as a good veteran. Geno Stone's a good option. Nick Cross, in my opinion, is a really good option. He's super fucking young, and in my opinion, he might be really good. Dame Belton too, also kind of good. You can get him for pretty cheap. Donovan Wilson too, interesting. That's just safeties alone, and I like this a lot. You can definitely get somebody here, and I believe if you do, you get Kyle Duggar, Nick Cross, or you get Brian Cook, then Nick Cross. Nick Cross, in my opinion, should be commander, period. Now, look at the cornerbacks in this year's free agency. It's kind of ideal. There's definitely some areas that we could definitely take advantage of. Greg Newsome is a guy that we should take just for depth piece, because I do believe he could be interesting to take. Alontae Taylor too could be interesting. I would like him as well. And Cam Taylor-Britt, I would love Cam Taylor-Britt as a fucking commander. He would be an absolute amazing. Cardell Flott too. But I do believe the one that interests me the most is Jamal Dean. He's still on the older side, but I do believe he's just gonna be good, right? Like, he's just gonna be good. I would really like Jamal Dean as commander. The cornerbacks in free agency last year were really impressive, and I am still kind of bitter that we just didn't get any of them, because there's two on top of my head that I don't remember the name of. I know one of them was the 49ers, went to the Colts. It's like Ward or something. I don't know if that's his name. I don't want to risk it. But if we got him, and if we didn't get so injured, we're probably the best team in the NFC. We're probably one of the better teams in the NFC, sorry. So, like, we got a hit, and I believe even Eric Stokes is a good option. So I'm going to name you all the players I would like as alpha cornerbacks. Jamal Dean, Eric Stokes, Jeff Okudah too, Josh Jobe, Marcel Douglas, Cam Taylor-Britt too. I'd love Cam Taylor-Britt. And Cardell Flott. There's all players. Oh my god, wait, how the fuck did I forget about this? Tariq Woolen. I forgot this guy was a free agent this year. Commanders. If for some reason Tariq Woolen is a free agent this year, you snag this guy and you do not look back. Tariq Woolen and Trey Amos will be, I'm going to say it right now, the best cornerback duo next year. He's great. Tariq Woolen is one of the better man cornerbacks in the NFL, and it'll be stupid if the Seahawks don't re-sign him, but if they don't, and it's looking like they won't, Commanders, if you don't take this advantage and just give him a fucking mansion, just give him, just unload the bag, give him $20 million, give him 16, 17 million a year, get Tariq Woolen on this football team. Alright? Now, looking at defensive backs in this draft, there's only two on the top of my head that I would take at 7, and there's one I would take if we trade back 1 or 2 spots. First one, really obvious, is Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs is the best safety prospect I've ever seen, and Caleb Downs would single-handedly transform our defense in our secondary. If I'm going to say this right now, if you get Caleb Downs Tariq Woolen free agency, and a guy like Jaquan Brisker, Kyle Duggar, Nick Ross, we have, in my opinion, a top 5 secondary. Immediately flips to a top 5 secondary. And I trust our coaches to absolutely elevate whoever's in the edge room to make them look good. And in my opinion, if we do that, I think we're looking at a top 5, top 10 defense next year. 100%. So, with that being said, Caleb Downs is 100% option. Also, I forgot to say, guys, that Jaquan Brisker too is a free agent this year, which is, in my opinion, I don't know why the hell. I think my brain's working so fast, but he is one of the better free agents in the safety room for free agency this year. So we should definitely look at getting him. The second player who I imagine in the secondary that we could take at 7 is Mansur Delane. Mansur Delane is a true lockdown cornerback. He allowed a 26.7 passer rating when targeted. He allowed 13 receptions and had 2 interceptions. Allowed 0 touchdowns. He had more interceptions than touchdowns. And he plays for the SEC, plays for LSU. LSU knows how to develop and bring out some insane elite secondary prospects into the NFL. Mansur Delane, in my opinion, is a better Derek Stingley. I said it. And the Commanders take him at 7. In my opinion, come draft day, I'm gonna say it right now. If the Commanders take Mansur Delane at 7, that's an A+ pick. And I'm saying that as of early January. And I'll be honest with you, we're going to be saying that come April. Mansur Delane is going to be seen as a top 10 pick come draft day, come late April, and I would love him on the Commanders. Now, if you trade down to like the 9th or 10th spot, maybe to like 10, maybe to like 11 to the 14th spot, and you take a guy like Jeremy McCoy, I think that's also a great option for the Commanders as well, because you get some assets and you get a good, promising, interesting prospect in Jeremy McCoy. I do believe he would have been higher if he didn't tear his ACL and played his junior year and at least looked half decent. His sophomore tape was insane for a sophomore, and I can trust that he will be a very insane cornerback, really good cornerback prospect, and he is. And if the Commanders do decide to take him, I would trade back a little bit, because I do believe people will be looking at his ACL and be like, I don't know, man. I don't know. So I would take that into our advantage. Trade back, get like a second-round pick for this draft because we don't have one this year. Maybe even look for a first-round pick next year too, and take a guy like Jeremy McCoy in the mid-10s to early 20s. Another option that we could do, the Commanders could trade back to the late first round and take a guy like Avion Terrell or Colton Hood. I would not consider Avion Terrell or Colton Hood in the top 10 or at 7 at all. But if you trade down to like the late 20s and get a first round pick next year, maybe 2 first round picks for next year and the year after that, or get like a first round pick that next year and a second round pick this year, and maybe like a day 3 pick as well. Trade down and take Avion Terrell or Colton Hood. Great pick. I think that's a good draft. I do believe we shouldn't do that and take one of the more standout players that's coming out for defense, or maybe even offense if we go for wide receiver. But if you get some insane assets and take Avion Terrell and Colton Hood, guys, that's a great option and a great thing the Commanders could do if they go that route. Colton Hood and Avion Terrell both have potential. So yeah, guys, that is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe if you want to keep on seeing some more Commanders content, and make sure to subscribe if you love the Washington Commanders and the NFL. Hope you guys have a great day. See you guys later. Be great people. And eat good food. Eat good food too.